we'll start. Nityanandam, so finally we're going to start the session, completing with the delay. So all of you, please turn on the camera. So before we begin today's session, today is Bhagavad Gita-Insights for Seekers, Chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga. A very warm welcome to all of you from Kailasa, Singapore and Kailasa, Telangana. So today is 20th of December, 2023. So we're going to start by centering yourself in a few minutes to prepare the body, mind, space to embrace what this chapter has to impart to all of us. So sit with the back straight, aligning head, neck, and spine in one straight line. Close your eyes and start breathing very slowly and deeply. Take a few moments to slow down the breathing, bring awareness to the breath. Integrate this body and mind to the space of now. Come to the space of Shravana, authentic listening. Ready to receive what Bhagavan Sri Krishna has to share with all of us. In the restful awareness, let's begin with the Sadguru Vandanam, followed by 3 times Mahavakya. So join the palms together in Amajali Mudra. In your heart center, let's chant the Sadguru Vandanam. So take a deep breath. Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamutim Dvandvatitam Gagana Shatrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Savadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satguruntam Namami. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Let us pray to Bhagavan Sri Krishna to bless us to have bhakti, devotion, feeling connection. So with that, let's go to the next slide. So very quickly, what are we covering today? Today, as you know, we're entering to the new chapter, Bhakti Yoga. Right after the last chapter, Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga. So we'll do a quick recap on what we did last week for the sake of people who are joining for the first time today, or people may have forgotten what happened last week. Either way, recap is good to bring everybody into the same page. Then we will have a short meditation on Vishwarupa Darshan again, okay? And then we'll enter into the chapter itself, Bhakti Yoga. And in this chapter, we're going to cover very extensively in completion many of Krishna's teaching. Then we also have Apta Pramana from Ramanuja, and we're going to cover also Abhyasa Yoga and the teachings of Krishna, and finally he concludes on this chapter. So this is what we're going to go through today in essence. So without further ado, let's invite Sri Vedavyasa to guide us into the invocation mantra of the Krishna and Bhagavad Gita. Nityananda.
Nityananda. So I welcome you all. So first let us invoke Bhagavan Sri Krishna with the mantra. Om Vasudeva Sukam Devam Kamsa-Chandoorna-Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. I salute unto you, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Guru, Master of the world, Son of Vasudeva, Supreme Bliss of Devaki, Destroyer of Kamsa and Chanura. Next, let us invoke the sacred knowledge of Bhagavad Gita with the mantra. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Varshini Bhagavatim Ashtadasadhyayinim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. Om, I meditate upon you, Bhagavad Gita, the affectionate Divine Mother, showering the nectar of Advaita, non-duality and destroying rebirth, incorporated into the midst of Mahabharata of 18 chapters by sage Vyasa, the author of the Puranas, and imparted to Arjuna by Bhagavan Narayana himself. Now, last session, we learned a lot about the Vishwarupa Darshana of Bhagavan. So I will give a small recap of the Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Please understand, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, vision of the cosmic form. Sri Krishna shows his cosmic form to Arjuna, giving the experience of universal consciousness. At Arjuna's request, Krishna reveals his divine self, that of Parabrahma Krishna. Here, these three questions are explained beautifully by Sri Krishna. Can universal consciousness be experienced? Yes, it can be experienced. What is the basic qualification for this experience? There is no need for any qualification because Arjuna himself has no qualification. Arjuna neither took the responsibility nor understood fully the teachings of Krishna. He was simply fortunate to be in the presence of Krishna. You are here now, listening or reading, not by any mere accident or divine coincidence. You are here now for a reason. That is qualification enough. Next, what happens in our being when we experience this? Please understand, the vision of 360 degrees is given, divine eye or third eye, also called Ajna Chakra. This eye will see 360 degrees, not only in the horizontal, but in the vertical dimension too. You will see and experience the whole existence as you. This experience is what Sri Krishna calls cosmic consciousness. Sri Krishna gives the divine eye to Arjuna to have his cosmic form, darshan, as it cannot be seen with ordinary eyes. Arjuna sees thousands of blazing suns, unlimited, never-ending, wonderful, all-pervading nature of the Lord, the entire universe. So, Lord is the entire universe, and Universe is part of his body. Unlimited mouths, eyes, wonderful visions. Arjuna sees all the gods and deities in Krishna's body, the special union of living entities. Arjuna sees Brahma seated on the lotus flower, all the sages and divine serpents, many arms, stomachs, faces, eyes, and his limitless form. He couldn't see Krishna's beginning, middle, or end. Arjuna sees Krishna in fierce, the terrifying Mahakala form also. Men disappearing into him as rivers rush into the mighty oceans. Like moths rushing into fire, he sees creatures speed into destruction within him. Arjuna was terrified. He begged for mercy to Krishna to become normal form, which Arjuna can recognize, Krishna. Now, Krishna appears first in his four-handed beautiful divine form that Arjuna is comfortable with, and finally, as Vasudeva Krishna, gentle human form, which Arjuna is very much used to. And Sri Krishna, the essence of this chapter, Sri Krishna says, work for me, enrich for me. He who works for me comes to me with really authenticity in action. And your effort to enrich others and yourself, which is in tune with what the Master teaches. You are Vishwarupa, the center of the cosmic life. And Bhagavan says, enriching is the direct process to transform you from Rupa to Vishwarupa. So all of us had once more a glimpse of the real Vishwarupa Darshana. So let us now get into a short meditation of Vishwarupa Darshan. Now, I want everybody to switch on your cameras and please sit straight. Sit straight. And let us start the meditation. Neck and spine straight. Please close your eyes. Now, visualize the universal form of Bhagavan Sri Krishna with thousands and thousands of hands, thousands of heads, thousands of mouths, thousands of eyes, like 1,000 blazing suns. Please, no body movements. Please visualize unlimited mouths and eyes. Please see gods and deities in Krishna's body. Try to visualize Brahma seated on the lotus flower. Visualize all the sages and divine serpents. His limitless form. Please sit straight. His limitless forms, which has no beginning, which has no middle, which has no ending. Please sit quietly and experience this in your third eye. Put your awareness on your third eye and experience this whole Vishwarupa. Please don't move. Please sit calmly. Focus on your third eye. Please visualize the Vishwarupa. Please experience with millions of hands, eyes, mouths, heads, deities, serpents, blazing suns, and everything in the cosmic form of Lord Sri Krishna. In your third eye, you can visualize your Ishta Devata or your Guru as that cosmic form. Your Guru is Krishna. Now, slowly, very slowly open your eyes. Now, slowly, very slowly, open your eyes and sit calmly. Please sit calmly. And now receive the Bhakti Yoga, which is union of devotional love. So please receive what Bhagavan is saying. Please understand, now we are moving into Bhakti Yoga. Union through devotional love. Usually, people think a spiritual experience happens only after bhakti, devotional love. However, bhakti happens only after a spiritual experience. Only when a person experiences every being as part of the cosmic consciousness, every being, every person, everything is part of the cosmic consciousness. Only when a person experiences like that, he can radiate love. Only such a person knows what love is. Others think that they love or act as if they love. Love must flow from our being. Love is your life. Love happens when we experience cosmic consciousness. When we have a spiritual experience, when our ego disappears, Sri Krishna lays out the whole technique for us, step by step. Please understand, love is not a mood. It is not a mere emotion. It is our very existence. Please listen. Dhana overflows as dana when completion overflows as love. The greatest wealth is completion, and the greatest enriching is love. Our inner transformation, our completion must happen before we enrich others to transform. Unless we feel that we are part of the whole, that every person is linked to us, it is impossible to enrich with true love. We will only be hypocrites. Sri Krishna's Bhakti Yoga starts after Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, after the experience of completion. He reveals the expression of enriching. Bhakti Yoga, devotional love. Next, experience or expression. Now, Arjuna asks, you can chant after me. Om evam satata yuktaye bhaktastvam paryupasate ye chapi aksharam avyaktam tesham 𝐾𝐸𝐳𝐿. You can chant after me. Om evam satata.
Om evam satata.
Yuktaye
Yuktaye
Bhaktastvam
Bhaktaswam
Paryupasate
Paryupasate
Ye chapi aksharam
Yekachapi Aksharam
avyaktam
Avyaktam
tesham ke
Tesham Ke
yoga vittamaha.
Yoga Vittamaha.
Translation. Arjuna asked, who are considered perfect? Those who are always engaged sincerely in your worship. Oh, please mute Kaila Singapura Adinamma. Make me the co-host.
I muted this Sri Puram. She come in and too much noise.
Yeah. Arjuna asked, who are considered perfect? Those who are always engaged sincerely in your worship and form, or those who worship the imperishable, the unmanifest formless of you? Arjuna is asking. Now, what is actually Arjuna asking? He says, is it good to be just established in the experience of the divine consciousness and enjoy the eternal bliss? Or is it better to express that love and gratitude towards the whole, every living being? Which one is preferred, O Bhagavan? He is asking. See, understand, all of you, when we have a spiritual experience, some people stay in that experience with closed eyes, that's all. They do not seek to use their senses. Since the bliss within is so great and beautiful that absolutely no sensory input remotely matches that bliss. There are others who are impelled by the existence to open their eyes, to transmit that blissful experience through their expression to enrich others. Arjuna asks, what type of a person is greater? One who closes his eyes and sees God within himself, or a person who opens his eyes and sees God in every being? Understand? He is not asking whether worshipping the form or worshipping the formless is greater. Expressing the gratitude that happens because of the experience is devotion, bhakti. Having that experience and rejoicing, staying in that experience is knowledge, jnana, that's all. Hope everybody understood. After a spiritual experience, expressing the gratitude that happens because of that experience is devotion, bhakti. After having the experience, rejoicing, staying in that experience is knowledge, jnana. That's all. Please deeply go into the listening and listen. Understand, even one verse of this Bhakti Yoga, if you attain, you are enlightened. So now, for whatever Arjuna asked, Sri Krishna says, now here Sri Krishna's answer is that both paths are the same. He is not saying this is better or that is better. He's saying both paths are the same. One of bhakti or one of jnana. Each one leads to the other. Bliss leading to devotion and gratitude. Devotion and gratitude leading to bliss. These two form the virtuous circle that lead us to higher consciousness. Bliss means the experience of completion that leads us to the expression of gratitude and enriching. Again, the expression, the gratitude of enriching leads us to bliss. And bliss leads us to deeper completion. One leads to the other, and therefore it is a virtuous circle. Usually, we are caught up in the vicious circle. Why? Fear leads to greed, and greed leads to fear. Here, Sri Krishna introduces the virtuous circle, what he calls it as dharma, righteousness, the path of truth. Dharma means virtuous circle, that which leads us to live and express higher levels of consciousness. That in turn leads us to higher levels of blissful experience. Now, what is Bhagavan saying? Let us hear the chant. Om Maya Veshya Mano Yema Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetas Te Me Yuktas. Please chant after me. Om Maya Veshya
Om Maya Veshya
Mano Yema
Mano Yemam
Nitya Yukta
Nitya Yukta
Upasate
Upashate
Shraddhaya
Shraddhaya
Parayopetas
Parayopetas
Te Me Yukta Tamamata
Te Me Yukta Tatma Tamata
Tamamata.
Tamamamta.
Translation. Lord Krishna says, please listen carefully. This is the ultimate punchline. Those who, by fixing their mind on me eternally, and those who are steadfast in worshipping me with supreme faith, I consider them to be perfect in yoga, ready to be united with me. Understand? The main words. Fixing the mind eternally on him and worshipping him with supreme faith. Fixing and faith. They are, Bhagavan is saying, they are perfect in yoga and they are ready to be united with me. Means merging with him, completely enlightened. Here, I'll give you an Atma Pramana, Apta Pramana, not Atma Pramana, Apta Pramana about a Guru. Guru means divine in human form, a certain Guru. A Guru called Ramanuja is a great Guru. One young man asked Ramanuja, Master, please tell me how I can achieve bhakti, achieve God, achieve devotion. Then Sri Ramanuja asked him, have you ever loved anybody in your life? That's it. That man was shaken. He said, I am a pure brahmachari, a celibate. How can you ask me this question? I came to learn about God, and you are asking me this question? Then Sri Ramanuja says, first go and love somebody. See how you feel when you love somebody. Then come back and I will teach you about God. I will teach you about bhakti, devotional love. This man could not understand Ramanuja. Please understand, unless we love the person whom we can see in front of us, how will we love an entity that we have never seen? If we can't love human beings whom we see every day, how can we love the form of God whom we have never seen? What Sri Ramanuja says is true. We should also understand that unless we radiate love in the space where we are staying, we can't love the whole world. Now, Bhagavan is further saying, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is further saying, here Jadashaktika is asking, what do you mean by spiritual experience? Suppose you are doing unclutched meditation. If you are experiencing even for 2 seconds of that no mind state, that is spiritual experience. Now, I spoke about Vishwarupa Darshana last week. The moment when you sat in the meditation, when you visualized the Vishwarupa of Bhagavan, if you experienced truly his formless form, a bliss, then definitely it's a spiritual experience. If you experienced something, definitely you will be having gratitude towards it. Anyhow, I hope I answered you. Now, what Bhagavan is saying is, those who are established in their consciousness that expresses devotional gratitude, bhakti, are always engaged in me. Those who focus on the transcendental faith, meaning the experience at the time of cosmic experience, they are engaged in me. Both are ultimate and united in me. Those who express their experience as devotion see the world. When we see the divine in everybody, when we express the truth of the spiritual experience, whatever we do is, if we don't see the divine in living beings, we cannot see the divine in a God or a Guru. Sri Krishna says that a person established in the consciousness of completion is great. However, the person who expresses, who shares, who radiates the power of living by enriching is as great as the one established. Sri Krishna is the physical cosmos who showed himself in this form to Arjuna, in his Vishwarupa, cosmic form. Sri Krishna is the formless consciousness as well. In both the form and the formless, he is Krishna, the divine consciousness who has all the attributes. The divine is imperishable, Aksharam. It remains forever. The divine resides everywhere and is omnipresent. The true devotee sees his Lord everywhere. When one has realized the formless nature of the divine, its imperishability, and its unmanifest nature with controlled senses, one works for the enrichment of mankind. Once the experience of the formless divine happens, it is no different from the experience of the form. The expression of this realization is one of deep compassion. It is manifested as deep gratitude and surrender. One flows with the energy of this universe. When we surrender, Sri Krishna takes care. He is the superconscious energy, the cosmic energy, Parashakti. Please understand, here Bhagavan is promising liberation from birth and death. Sri Krishna makes a promise here. He's saying, I shall deliver them from their material existence, the ocean of samsara, cycle of life and death. All that the Lord asks from us is that the devotee be devoted to him. Sri Krishna declares, if you surrender to me, surrender all your actions and the fruits to me. Do my enriching service, meditate upon me, remain single-minded in my consciousness. I shall then liberate you. It is the roar of a lion, understand. It is the roar of the king of this universe. He's saying, surrender to me, I shall liberate you. Serve me and I shall liberate you. Please listen. Surrendering to the divine is not conditional. It must be total. There can be no ifs and buts. To reach him, our senses must be surrendered to him totally. Our entire consciousness must only be of him and nothing else. Nothing else needs to be done. Surrender and I shall save you, says the Master. I shall save you without delay, immediately. The Lord has made it so simple. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Divine, and engage all your mind, body, senses in me, and you will thus live in me always, without a doubt. Assures Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Wow, it is so easy actually, I tell you. Just fixing our mind and intelligence on him. Nothing needs to be done.
Just be a devotee.
Just love, that's it.
Yes, love and devote.
Now, Krishna gives techniques to start living the dharma, virtuous circle. Fix your mind on me. Fix your intelligence in me. In this way, after acquiring the boundaryless consciousness, you will live in me always. Bhagavan says, purify your senses. Without a doubt, reach me. Just take in this one truth that Sri Krishna speaks. Establishing your intelligence in me. అంటే నిరంతరం ఆయన చింతనలో ఉండడం. Understand, whatever you take in as your inputs, you establish your mind only on that. నిరంతరం మీ మనసు ఆయన మీద ఉంచడం. So let your inputs be purified. Let purification of your sensory inputs happen to you. మీ ఇంద్రియాలు ప్యూర్ అవ్వాలి. Your consciousness will automatically be established in the divine. Again and again, let these ideas penetrate you. మళ్ళీ ఈ ఐడియాలన్నీ మననం చేసుకోండి. శ్రీకృష్ణ says, immerse your mind completely in me. Without a doubt, you will reach the blissful state. ఎప్పుడైతే నిరంతరం నా మీదనే మీ దృష్టి ఉంటుందో తప్పకుండా మీరు ఆ నిత్యానంద స్టేట్కి చేరతారు, స్థితికి. I'm actually, because important points I'm translating in Telugu, because a lot of them also listening. Now, Abhyasa Yoga. అభ్యాసం ఎలా చేయాలి? Abhyasa Yoga means practice to unite with divine. Now Sri Krishna speaks on Abhyasa Yoga. Abhyasa Yoga is the practice of yoga, of holding the mind constantly in a state of union with divinity. Abhyasam, భగవంతుల్లో కలిసిపోవటానికి ఎలా అంటే మనస్సుని నిరంతరం భగవంతుడిపై సారించి ఉంచడం, కలిసి ఉండడం. After the glimpse of the universal consciousness, Vishwarupa Darshan, Arjuna is unable to stay in that state permanently because of root patterns, of past desires, fears. He slips from the state of consciousness. Therefore, Sri Krishna speaks on Abhyasa Yoga. See, after having the Vishwarupa again, Arjuna slipped now. So Bhagavan is talking about how to put yourself in that state continuously. Krishna speaks on Abhyasa Yoga, the practice to establish oneself in that consciousness. Krishna instructs continuously, giving various enriching options step by step. He says, if we can't do this, do that. If we can't do that, do this. He's giving options. The first thing he says is, fix your mind upon me. With constant practice, try to attain me. If you are not able to practice this, then second option, perform actions only for me. In this way, develop the desire to attain me. Please understand, either you fix your mind on him. If you can't do that, perform actions only for him. Sri Krishna refers to completing with the mind through constant practice of meditation, which is part of the yogic path. Since he knows that we may not be able to lose ourselves in devotion to him, he offers this alternative. If the mind cannot be focused on me, says the Lord, try this. Practice again and again uniting with me through meditation. Now, Bhagavan is saying, when neither seems to be possible, I'm offering you one more way, O Arjuna. If both are not possible, these two options, then he's giving one more way. Do whatever you must, but then surrender what you do to me. Do what you do for my sake by performing whatever we do with total faith, with a deep surrender to him. We reach him. Sri Krishna implies two things through his statement. First, the results of whatever is done with an attitude of surrender to him belongs to him. Our responsibility is to do and do it well. Actually, even this is easy, guys. It's not so difficult. We have the right to do worship, not ownership. Just do, that's it. The Lord is the owner of the fruits of actions that we perform on his behalf. So, whatever you do, think you are performing on behalf of him. What happens is in his hands, not ours. We then start focusing on the path, not the goal. This is the third way which Bhagavan is giving us. Second, Krishna wants us to work on and enrich his mission. He says, engage yourself in activities on my behalf and you will attain me. Working on the mission of the divine is a sure guarantee to reach divinity. No doubt. Work for me, I will liberate you. Krishna's compassion for Arjuna's spiritual evolution knows no limits. When you are seeing this, you can understand that Krishna's compassion for Arjuna or humanity's spiritual evolution is knowing no limits. He's not giving up on us at all. He never gives up on Arjuna or humanity. He's saying, if you cannot do that, at least do this. Oh devotees, if you cannot do that, at least do this. If you cannot do this, do the third way. He continuously gives enriching options to Arjuna, to us. Please understand, masters give possibilities for everybody. Understand? Many times Swamiji told us about enriching. But few people, what do they think? Oh, he's marketing for his mission. Does divine need marketing? Here, Sri Krishna is very clearly saying, by enriching or by we doing his work, we will attain him. Because we are unable to attain him in another way. So he's giving the easy out. So Krishna is continuing. If you cannot do abhyasa practice, then work for my mission. Whatever you do it for me, O Arjuna. Krishna now says, if you are unable to do even this, which is work for my sake, then just abandon. He's saying, even if you cannot work for me, for my sake, O Arjuna, just abandon your ego and turn over the results of your actions to me. How many possibilities Bhagavan gave? Do the abhyasa with fixing mind. If we cannot do that, doing all actions, giving away all the actions for him. If we cannot do that, give the results to him. If we cannot even do that, how? He's saying, work for me then. Enriching people. So many ways Bhagavan gave to Arjuna. Bhagavan is saying, surrender is the best enriching option. Now, listen carefully, deeply. Krishna is bringing the core concept of Gita. Renunciation, tyaga, sacrifice. Bhagavan is saying, do what you must do, surrendering to me, and sacrifice the results of your actions to me with complete control over yourself. We just need to let the universe, Krishna, decide what is best for humanity and us. Let us surrender the results of all that we do to this sacred power. Whatever then happens to us is for the good. We are surrendering to the cosmic power that surrounds us. Do what you think is best for me. We need to say to Bhagavan, please understand, how do we surrender? Say this to Bhagavan. Do what you think is best for me, O Bhagavan. With a deep completion, we need to say this and see what happens. Not only will the end goal manifest, but an immense spiritual relief will overtake you. Renounce unto me, says Krishna. Surrender yourself to me and I shall liberate you. Krishna finally says, if you can't follow these practices to enrich yourself, engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge, jnana. First, he mentions that the path of meditation, dhyana, is better than knowledge, jnana. Better than meditation is offering everything at the... Please understand, better than knowledge is meditation. Better than meditation is offering everything at the feet of God. He says that by renunciation, tyaga of the fruits of action, one can immediately achieve peace, immediately can achieve me. And as long as we think that everything is mine, I, me, mine, we suffer. The moment we surrender to the divine, inner healing and peace descend on us. Now listen, who is really dear to the God? We need to know. Krishna says, those who do all these things are very dear to me. If you don't do these, that also okay. But if you do them, you'll be very dear to me. Understand here, he says, who is not envious and a kind friend to every living entity. These are important enriching qualities. Krishna doesn't say do or don't do. One who has fixed his mind, intellect upon me, says Krishna. Here Krishna says, such a devotee of mine is dear to me, that's all. He's talking about the commitment that the devotee makes to him. He says, one who makes that commitment to me and fixes his mind and intellect upon me, he is dear to me and will be liberated. When Krishna says, he who is without anxiety will reach me, he means the one in the present moment of completion. Then we can see the truth of our existence and we are one with him. This is whom I love, he says. Now, Sri Krishna is counseling Arjuna. Become free from wants. Be selfless and you shall be untroubled, liberated, and you will reach me. See, Bhagavan told so much explicitly, I didn't even have time to give for questions. Because any question should be answered in all this. Bhagavan explained so explicitly. Be selfless and you shall be untroubled, liberated, and you will reach me, he said. Krishna now refers to one who does not love or hate. He is not talking about not loving anyone. Hatred and love are opposites. Love can flip into hatred in a moment. The moment we feel that our expectations are threatened, the only relationship that will work with the master is total love out of completion. It is absolute surrender. When one is in a mood of total surrender to the master or the divine, both being one, the concept of good and evil, sin and merit disappears. Krishna tells us, go beyond good and evil. When we understand this truth, we are in his realm. That's his promise. That is his promise. Again, Krishna says, such a person full of devotion is dear to me. He is not ready to put down any more rules, which means he is almost ending his instructions. This is the way, if somebody is like this, then I love him. That's all Bhagavan is saying. Absolute surrender. Sharanagati. Now, Krishna is teaching Arjuna. You can chant after I chant. Om samasatrau cha mitre cha tadha manapamanayoh sitoshna sukha dukkheshu samah sangha vivarjitah tulya nindastu tirmauni santushto yena kenachit aniketa sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo naraha. You can repeat after me. Om samasatrau cha.
Om samachatro cha.
Mitre cha.
Mitre cha.
Tadha.
Tata.
Manapamanayoh.
Manapamanam yoha.
Sitoshna.
Sitoshna.
Sukha dukkheshu.
Sukha dukkheshu.
Sama.
Sama.
Sangha vivarjitah.
Sangha
vivarjitah.
Tulya ninda.
Tulya ninda.
Stutirmauni.
Mauni.
Santushto.
Santushto.
Yena kenachit.
Yena
kenachit.
Aniketa.
Aniketa.
Sthiramati.
Stiramati.
Bhaktiman.
Bhaktiman.
Me priyo naraha.
Me priyo naraha.
Translation: the one who treats friends and enemies the same, who faces in the same manner honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and sorrow, fame and infamy, one who is always free from attachment, always silent and satisfied with anything, without a fixed home, who is fixed in mind and who is devoted to me, such a person is very dear to me. Wow. Very simply Bhagavan told, nothing else. Now, Sri Krishna concludes. He says, one who is neutral towards friends and enemies, who is the same in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, joy and pain, free from attachment to the fruits of action, who remains in the same in criticism and praise, who is content with whatever he gets, such a man, full of devotion, is very dear to him. Now, Krishna concludes Bhakti Yoga, union through devotional love, saying that one who lives this path of dharma is devoted to him and is very dear to him. Dharma is spiritual righteousness. It is not and has nothing to do with rules and regulations laid down by society and religion. Please understand that you are no sinner. Divinity resides within us. Our only sin, the original sin, is in not recognizing that we are divine. Therefore, we don't need to strive to attain enlightenment. We just need to become aware of our inner divinity. That's all. Sri Krishna concludes that in this modern age, the path of dharma, righteousness, that he talks about leading to him is the path of meditation. When we follow meditation, one automatically gets into the virtuous circle of conscious awareness and completion that takes us to Krishna consciousness. Meditation is a process of shutting the mind down by completing with all root thought patterns of the mind. In this process of reaching the no-mind state, the ego drops. The barrier to the realization, self-realization that our true nature is divine disappears. Our true nature is divine. To this self-realization, the barrier disappears. We become who we are. We realize we are complete. We realize we are one with the divine. So now, all of you, let us pray to the ultimate energy of Parabrahma Krishna to make us all experience the truths of Bhakti Yoga, that love is our very life. Let us pray to him to give us the conscious experience of bhakti, devotional love, and make us experience and radiate eternal bliss Nityananda. Now, last class, Shankari, I think, asked, some people come, there are so many people who claim that they are enlightened. Some people come together to organize a community in the name of spiritual teaching. They either earn money in this way or do it in a non-profit way. As a seeker with zero understanding of spirituality, how to have the maturity to search an authentic guru to start the journey of enlightenment. So, Shankari, did you understand who is the authentic guru after hearing to this whole Bhakti Yoga? A person who can teach this to devotees, who can transmit this kind of experience to the devotees, who can elevate us into this state and give us the no-mind state, he is the truly enlightened Guru. The whole above Bhakti Yoga is the answer for your question. Next, now, any more questions, seekers? I think I didn't leave any possibility for question today.
You literally cover all the holes.
Yes.
You fill all the gaps.
So I don't think there's anything to question about. Just surrender. Just fix your mind.
And invite whatever Krishna has just told us so many ways is given us the option whether it's path of jnana, devotion, or even just surrender. So
He gave 4 ways in here, isn't it?
yes.
That's right. That is the answer, not only for today's question, but every question which arises in the inner space of humanity.
It's like catering to all different level of consciousness. People who can practice the abhyasa, people who cannot practice abhyasa, okay, go to devotion. People who can't practice devotion, okay, go and just surrender your action to me and just work for me. So he's giving all options. Different people.
True. True.
Yeah. So now we just want to highlight to you that as we're going to come to the close of today's session, we're 2 more days away from the current season of Paramashivoham. Just a new season will begin on the 27th of December. So do please join in for the last 2 days of the darshan as well as the jnana session. So I think tonight we're starting on the spiritual awakening for stress and freedom. So all these are Paramashivoham level 2 and level 3 content, okay, which if you are interested, please join either one of them or even Paramashivoham level 1. So next slide. So before we conclude with the Purna Mantra, I want to thank everybody for all your participation once again. As a reminder from Swamiji, to have a breakthrough in knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and to manifest abundance in our life, let's enrich at least 11 people a day about this scripture, this sacred knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and bring them to the next session. The more you enrich, the more you get, you also get enriched, by yourself. So let's enrich more people to this sacred knowledge of living enlightenment. So if you don't have the physical book, there is a link for you to download the ebook and start reading, okay? So in the next chapter 13 is a long yoga. It's called Kshetra Chaitanya Vibhaga Yoga. Vibhaga Yoga. Okay.
Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga.
Yeah, so it's like a very mouthful. So we will have the next week as the next session. So do come back and try to enrich more people to this session, especially for seekers who are really interested to know the insights into this famous book. So without further ado, Ma, you want to do the honor of concluding this session with the Purna Mantra?
Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm concluding. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Sadguru Padarpanamastu. Om Nityanandam.
So, Parameshwari, can you take a screen grab of the people who attended here?
Yeah, I did already, Ma.
Thank you. So, Nityanandam, see you all next week.
Okay, see you all next